Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, and Tottenham. How well has the team prepared for the new season? Well, in this video, we're going to be trying to answer that question, and we're going to base much on who has your club acquired as a signing for the new season and the potential players who have left the club. And at the end of the day, we're going to be ranking transfer window so far from A to F, and let's see who gets the A and who gets the F. Of course, the preseason is still going on, and that's one way of preparing for the new season, as we know, as the name preseason goes. And many teams, of course, we've seen quite not very appealing results, but as much as we are concerned, it's preseason. Other players are still on vacation, other players are going for the Olympics, and most academy players are the ones involved, and we cannot judge by that of how the new season will go by, but we can only wait and see. Alright, welcome to Get In Sports Africa. My name is Brian, and let's see the English Big Six, how far they've gone to prepare for this season, and let's see who is in the right direction, because as we shoot this video, of course, the transfer window is still open. Many teams tend to make transfers towards the end of the transfer window. Yeah, and let's wait and see for that. Alright, let's begin with Manchester City. They've signed Savio Moreira, aka Savinho, from Troyes, who was on loan at Girona. Alright, many people have linked Savinho to be a player who's as good as Mahrez, or a player who plays Mahrez style, but he has some speed, and I could agree with that. But from having watched some of his highlights from Girona and Troyes, Savinho looks like Sane kind of player, quicker though. He has that direct way of playing, like Douglas Luiz as well. He might not be as skillful as Douglas Luiz, but he has the moves, and he's a very good addition to Manchester City. Why? Because Manchester City, sometimes they lack the depth in terms of wingers after they sold Mahrez, and he's gonna be a very great addition to Manchester City. And yeah, putting in mind, they also have Bernardo Silva, and they also have Foden, who can play on the right. Then Savinho is a very good addition, and is a great talent. At 20 years, he's a great addition to Manchester City side. Yeah. Also, Manchester City have Calvin Phillips back from loan on West Ham, and Cancelo, but I don't think he will be joining the team in the preseason. He's probably going to be looking for another club. And yeah, if you asked me, Manchester City would need to have a left back again for them to do even better. We know Vardiol has done very well at that left back position, but to our opinion, we think Manchester City need a proper left back again. Yeah, for them to strengthen even their squad better than they have. Well, the transfer window is not over. We cannot tell exactly where Manchester City will head to and if they're gonna sign more players, but Pep's moves are always sometimes tricky, somehow very confidential, and you might see maybe they can add even more players to their squad. But as of now, Savinho is a very great addition to Manchester City. Well, on to Arsenal. They have been linked with Calafiori. It's very close. Reports say that he's very close to signing for Arsenal, and I tell you what, people, Arsenal signing Calafiori will be one of the best signings, I think. And not even being biased, but just because Calafiori is one of the defenders, a centre back who can play as a left back as well, who provided more assists for Bologna in Serie A last season. And it's scary if he's gonna be the person who's going to come and replace Zinchenko and Kivior, who has been also a makeshift player at the left back. So it means if Arsenal land Calafiori and it's very close, then they will be very close in the defensive side of things. They will have a solid backline. I'm imagining last season they had the best defense, and if they add Calafiori, an Italian, it's a very good addition. Aside from that, they confirmed that David Raya is signed permanently on loan from Brentford, and that's good for them. You know, they've been linked with, they've signed another young keeper, and they've been linked with other players. But as we speak, the only sure signing that we know they might make is Calafiori, and which is good for them. For the departures, they've released Okonkwo, yes. They released Leny as well, yeah. They released Cedric, yes. They've sent Sambi Lokonga on loan, if I'm not wrong. And Marquinhos could be back from loan, or he could even go to another loan, yes. They are linked with Merino. Merino scored a very great goal in the Euros. Merino is a great player, and he could be one of the good additions for Arsenal. So the moves Arsenal are making, they have not completed it yet as we speak, but they are very busy in the transfer, and they're signing quality just to add to the quality that they have. So for Arsenal, they're looking good as well. For Liverpool, they haven't signed any player yet, and it's surprising because Ancelotti could be just assessing the current squad that he has. Of course, they have a number of players, have very many players who are quality, and he could be just assessing to know exactly where to make the additions. And you'll not be surprised if they add any other key player, probably in the midfield, especially after Thiago Alcantara left. And this maybe could happen towards the closure of the window. But Ancelotti, to me, seemingly he wants just to assess the squad for the first season, probably for Liverpool, and then he will make moves as time goes by. So Liverpool are not so busy in this transfer window, but you never know the move they could make towards the end of the transfer window. Let's talk about Spurs. Spurs have signed Vuskovic from Hajduk Split of Croatia, and it's a great signing, of course, but yeah, not many additions as well. They have been linked with a number of players, but again, they've also released very many players who have been very senior to the squad. For example, Ivan Perisic, Eric Dyer, Højbjerg, Dombele, Tanganga, and Sessegnon. Sessegnon was on loan, is now probably going back to Fulham, where he signed actually from when he joined Tottenham. Right, Tottenham haven't been so busy as well, we would say. Maybe they are contented with the players and the squad they have, but I'm sure Ange Postecoglou is doing his best to make sure that he has the squad he has to play his tactics. They did well last season. They fell off as time went by, but I think yeah, still a good move for him. But we believe they need to sign more players, especially after releasing the key players that we've just named. It will be very important for them. And now on to Chelsea, where they've been one of the busiest clubs in this transfer window. They've been able to sign Estavao and Paez, and these players actually will not join Chelsea in this transfer window. They're going to join in the 2025-2026 season. But it's good to see, because it seemingly looks like Enzo Maresca believes in young talent, because even the players he's signed already are very young, including Caleb Wiley from Atalanta, Renato Veiga from Basel, Omari Kellerman from Aston Villa's under-21 team, and many others, because I believe Chelsea are fond of signing many young talents, of course. But there are two key players that Chelsea have signed who will be a very good addition to their team. KDH, of course, Drewsbury Hall, and Aderabioyo, or Tosin, if I should call him. Tosin is a good signing, I think. He's done well at Fulham. He's on free transfer, of course, to Chelsea, and is a great addition to that defense, because they have young players in the squad, especially at the defense, that they will need. 26-year-old Tosin. Don't know if he will be able to start most games, but I believe he's a very good squad player, even if you put him on bench. So Chelsea have been one of the busiest teams in the transfer window, and it's good to see, because we believe Maresca just wants to strengthen the squad more, and we're gonna see how he'll be able to do well with all these signings he's done. And lastly, Manchester United, this club which Rangnick said needs a heart surgery. The heart surgery, I believe, started. Manchester United fans, it's time maybe they should believe, because there's been a change in structure, of course. And for Manchester United, it's serious, because they even started from the ownership. They now have a new owner in the Ineos, of course, led by Ratcliffe. They also have signed Omar Berrada from Manchester City, who's now the CEO of Manchester United. They have Dan Ashworth from Newcastle, who's now the sporting director. And they also have Wilcox, who is now the technical director. This is a very good move for Manchester United because they've been struggling in that area. They've been doing recruitment and it hasn't been bringing a lot of value to the club as we've seen before. Well, for the signings, because that is where we're gonna base on, they brought in youngster Leny from Lille. Leny, he's a good addition because he's only 18 years old. He was linked to join Real Madrid, but he joined Manchester United, of course, because of various reasons known to himself. We believe it's a great addition to Manchester United defense because they needed that kind of a player because he has the tenacity, he has the tackles, he has the speed, and there's a chance maybe he's gonna put Maguire on bench, so it's a great addition for them. Also, they've brought in Joshua Zirkzee, one of the great talents in Europe, by the way, from Bologna, and yeah, it's exciting to see because they look like seemingly now are towards signing younger players who will be able to help the team more in future. They are doing it for the future because even the current squad has so many youngsters, and maybe aside from mentioning only those two key signings that they have made, they're still on the transfer market. Of course, they are looking for a right back, probable CDM in Ugarte, etc, etc. But also remember, they have Sancho back in the training camp and he looks happier. Probably he sorted out his issues with Ten Hag, and he's a great addition because we saw that when he left for Borussia Dortmund, he's a quality player. He's been doing it over and over again. So Manchester United, very, very well for them. Well, for the departures, Rafael Varane left, Anthony Martial left, Donny van de Beek left, Willy Kambuala was sold to Villarreal, etc, etc. And it shows that the new structure is helping in planning for the new season, and it will be interesting to see. So the big question, as we asked from the very beginning, is who, as up to this point, has had the best transfer season so far? We're gonna rank from A to F, and it's gonna get interesting because A, Manchester United, Leny and Joshua Zirkzee, two very exciting players, very young, coming into the team. That's a great move for Manchester United. B, Chelsea, and not just because they've signed so many players, it's because they've signed young players, some of whom will join even later after next season, and it's just exciting to be going to watch and see how these youngsters will be able to help Chelsea, especially in KDH, a very quality midfielder, and Tosin as well in the defense. Those are very good additions. C, Manchester City, and we're saying Manchester City because they've already signed Savinho. Savinho is, I think, the gap they actually needed to be able to fill in there for them. So C, Manchester City. D, we're gonna go for Arsenal. Yes, Arsenal, because if they land Calafiori, their defense is gonna be one of the best in Europe actually. And if they're gonna get a CDM to add to it and a striker, it's over for most of the EPL teams. At E, we have their mates from London, Spurs. And for the obvious reasons, because they've signed one player and it's still not convincing for them, especially after they have released a number of their key players, especially who are very, very much experienced. And then at F, Liverpool, for signing absolutely nothing so far. But hopefully they will be able to make a move towards the end of the transfer window and they can strengthen their squad. Probably they might not need it, but who knows? Remember, these rankings in terms of preparation for the new season with the new signings is not being favorites for winning the league. Yes, and it's for the obvious reasons, because sometimes even the transfers don't eventually are the deciders of who's gonna win the EPL, because here at Getting Sports we believe that it's still gonna be a two-horse race. Arsenal and Manchester City chasing each other towards the end, and for the obvious reasons, because they already have the style, they already have everything it takes, they already have managers who have already believed in their philosophy, and quality players as well. So it's gonna be a two-horse race, and the rest of the other teams fighting for the top 4. Maybe, just maybe, there could be surprises, because we haven't mentioned Aston Villa in this conversation yet, but they have made very good signings as well. They have added Onana in their squad. They've made a number of signings. They have been linked with Joao Felix, which could be a good signing for them as well. So as we wait for the new season, it's gonna be very interesting, and we can't wait for it, you know. And yeah, remember to let us know your opinion of how you think our rankings look like, and remember to hit that like button. Remember to comment where you're watching from, and we appreciate you so much, you know. You can also follow us on all our socials. All the links are in the first comment of this video. We're also gonna be bringing you the prediction tips, the previews, and everything you're gonna need here at Getting Sports. So thank you for tuning in. It's always a pleasure you watching our content. We appreciate you. So until we bring the next episode, stay tuned, stay safe, we love you, and see you in the next one.